little bit self-informed
All right, guys.
because of that.
Mhm.
And that's actually led to a few questions that we have now. Bonnie, did you have you want to start, or you want?
I have two, unless you have more.
I may or may not. Your questions may
Okay.
answer mine, so that's fine.
Okay, so the first one is, so that everyone keeps talking about this 15 seconds into your liver. Your blood tests, do you have any tests to show that? Because if
Sure,
I talk to a doctor, he's going to want any kind of proof.
sure. Where's the proof? So the amount of time, so it could actually, it's up to, the right terminology is up to 15 seconds. It might happen within 5 seconds, 7 seconds, 10 seconds, 12 seconds. So we're using the 15 seconds was provided from us from the scientist, the PhD, the individual who did all the testing, the manufacturer, we're not using the same vendor for this product that we've ever used before. This is a new vendor, and this is their sweet spot. They are glutathione geniuses. They work in the field of that. And then if you do some, this is equivalent to an injection. So it's very, very similar. The way that these molecules get into your bloodstream is very similar to an injection of IV of pure glutathione. So if you were to do some artificial intelligence or do some research on taking pure glutathione directly into your bloodstream, how quickly does it get to your liver? You'll see within 15 seconds. So everything that we're doing has been checked off when it comes to compliance for medical reasons. Is there a test that you can actually prove that something through a time watch to say, okay, it's there? I don't think there is, but documenting wise, from a scientific standpoint, if you were to get an IV injection, if you were to take something through a nanomolecule, how quickly it gets to the liver. And we've run it past our attorneys, we've run it past compliance, and we're very, very comfortable. If it takes 16 seconds, does it really matter? Does it take 5 seconds? Does it matter? The 15 seconds is what we are, rather than using the word immediately, rather than saying things like, oh, yep, and within seconds, you know what I mean? We're being cautious by saying up to 15 seconds. So completely marketing. Is it appropriate to say immediately? No, because immediately would be this, you know what I mean? It doesn't take a minute, it gets into your bloodstream and it gets right to your liver, no different than any other nutrient does. There was a lot of time spent on the verbiage that would work. And it's important that when we say it, up to, we don't say 15, we say up to. Would a doctor ask a question? I guess that they would probably know what the time frame. Everything goes to the liver, in the first place. So that's what I would say in terms of documentation. Yeah.
Okay, so we're comparing it to IV. Now, it has a half-life
I'm sorry.
not even 60 minutes or less, and then it's gone from our body under 24 hours, usually 15 to 24 hours.
I
So
don't
what
know.
happens?
I
Oh
don't
yeah, there's tons of studies on that.
I don't know how long it is. I had heard, so I've spent a lot of time, Bonnie, over the last really week, 2 weeks, where I've gone to every website, every spa that does it, every doctor that prescribes it. I didn't realize that there's tens of thousands of places everywhere throughout the world that you can go get an IV drip of glutathione.
Yes, absolutely.
I just saw a person who recently joined us who's knows everything about glutathione. He's not an expert or a doctor, but he felt as though that it's common for when you get an IV drip, the time, I heard it's about a week, but I don't know how long it stays. I use a lot of artificial intelligence, and I compared, like, what are the advantages and disadvantages of taking a nano size, getting it into taking it daily versus the cost and artificial intelligence, which isn't always accurate, but what they came back and said that the problem with IV is three things. Number one, it can be painful for some people, the inconvenience, the cost, and the amount of time that it stays in your body is very small. I would be shocked if doctors, you have to get a prescription to have that prescribed. I would be shocked if it's only a few hours or a day that people would do it. I have heard people go once a week to do it. Heard some people do it once a month. I've never heard of anyone going daily for a glutathione IV drip.
Actually, a lot of naturopathic doctors recommend 3 times a week because
Three?
it does disappear in 24 hours. It's
Yeah.
gone in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Again, that's
for sure.
something where, how do you prove it? I don't know. You know what I mean? Everyone's different on how their body is. A great way to prove what it does. I was talking to David D'Arcangelo, and David's 70 something years old. He looks great. He stays in shape. And before glutathione, he went to a doctor and he had blood work done that actually tells you what your chronological age was. And he was 64 years old, which was great because I think he's in his 70s. So it was really great chronological age. Then he took Glutamyst for 2 weeks, went back for the same blood work, and I think it brought it down to like 59. I think it was like 4 or 5
Wow.
years difference of what your chronological age is. So there are ways to do things. I mean, you can test. I've had my glutathione tested before. You can actually test and see if you're low in glutathione. I do know there's a lot of, I know that Dr. Zinni, who's brilliant, and he had shared in Vegas that he's been giving glutathione IV drips to his patients for years and will continue to do so. The only thing he's doing now is he's still giving them the glutathione drip, but he's saying, hey, take this, you know what I mean, once a month now rather than 3 times a week. Because I couldn't imagine, because it's expensive. I mean, I shopped it.
Right.
It was like $229 for a half-hour session to go get it. I couldn't imagine. But I've seen it on TV. I mean, I was watching the Housewives of Hollywood were doing it. They do it for different reasons, though. People take glutathione drips for, a lot of people just do it for vanity. It's in a lot of spas, like these med spas or these spas you go to. A lot of people do it just for appearance, just for looking younger, wrinkles, you know what I mean, aging, all that other stuff. So
Yeah, it's also used when they do it for vanity. It's also they add vitamin C, and vitamin C is what is a skin brightener, a skin
Sure.
whitener. So if you
Sure.
glutathione and vitamin C together,
Sure.
that's why you don't usually do them together
Yep.
for health. Yeah.
Yep.
So we don't know then how long it actually stays. Like the Glutamyst, we don't know how long it's going to stay in our body.
I think daily. I think it's again, we're going by the people who are behind this are off. So we have Jeremy who does our other products, and he's been great. We love him. He's a good guy. He knows his stuff, right? He's surrounded himself by good people. But this is a whole different ballpark. The group of people that are doing, they're out of Utah. You know, they really, it was a year of putting this together. You know, they get the liposomal ingredient from Germany, high this. They know the exact amount of glutathione. Like when we came out with Xanthomist, we weren't really sure of the amount of xanthones to put into it. So soon you're going to hear some changes to that formula. We know based on their research that the dosage, the amount of glutathione that's included in here, and it's not just about, you know, raising your glutathione levels is really getting rid of all the free radicals. This whole thing is 60 other cellular nutrients that also repair. So it's more than just, hey, we're getting rid of free radicals. This is also about repairing your cells. So they knew exactly what to do. The PhD, I've never spoken to them. I'm going through what Kevin and David said, and they're just in awe. They're like just blown away. So specifically, like when you say, well, it only lasts 24 hours, how do you prove it only lasts for 24 hours? I mean, unless you're sitting there,
Right.
you know, testing your blood every 2 seconds for the glutathione. So we are legally, morally, and ethically comfortable saying up to 15 seconds. We also are very comfortable saying up to 99% absorption. We never want to say 100%, but again, it's there's legal words to be able to say what's going in there.
Okay, Michael, I know we've got another 15 minutes at the most, and I know Reg is anxious to get some questions in.
Go ahead.
I just have to unplug in, sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, Michael, I have two basic questions that are
Sure.
the most sort of top of mind for me. The first, I'll put them both on the table right now, so you can be comfortable with the time. The first one is dosage. When we first were exposed to Celluv, Robert Gauthier was talking about a front loading dosage 3, 2, 1. And then later on, it came out that as we age, if we're 60, 70 age plus, or if we have a health condition, we should double up the dosage. So 2 scoops a day. So, you know, I've been living by that and recommending that to my customers, and it's worked very, very well. So my first question around that is, would the same apply to the Xanthomist? Like, I'm taking 4 in the morning and 4 in the evening now because of that. So that's number one question. And number two is, in my own independent research back in the day, early days of Celluv, what I was learning online was that there's endogenous glutathione and exogenous glutathione. So the endogenous is what the body makes, and the exogenous is introduced to the body. And everything I was seeing at that time, now keep in mind that's 2020, everything at that time was strongly suggesting that the exogenous glutathione doesn't get into the cells, and it particularly doesn't get through the blood-brain barrier, whereas endogenous glutathione manufactured by the body does. So can you somehow answer both of those a little bit?
Absolutely. Well, it's a great question. Let me just show you one thing in my kitchen here. I've been a user of Celluv since we've had it, and I've taken it every day, and I truly believe in it. And before that, I took Robert's product called MA Plus before. I've always shared this. I've always been transparent. I absolutely despised. That's a strong word. I dislike the taste. I dislike the texture. I always found it to be uncomfortable, not being able to put it into a blender, and absolutely had a hard time marketing it, because when people went into the back of it and said, hey, you're just selling me whey protein. Now, all along, it changed my life. Now, it took me years, but I'll show you something, which is interesting. This was my trick to get through it, to be able to tolerate it, Reg. So I mixed it with this. I don't know if you guys can see this.
Vinegar, really?
I put a little swig of this in, and my wife makes this every week. This is an orange juice. This is, I don't know if you can see it, like it's all pulpy.
Yeah.
This is actually, I don't know what she's in another room. Turmeric, garlic, lemon. I mean, 10 different things that she does, right? And it's the only way I can drink this. I put water, this, and this, and be able to drink it. And I'm able to do it with a spoon, and it's tolerable. Now, still love the product. So let me now answer your questions. I wanted to first say that I'm a believer in that.
Yeah.
So 2 things. We weren't sure the correct dosage. And what was happening is everyone's results were not the same. We had some people saying, taking 4 mists a day, that were off the charts, like, it's changed my life. I cannot believe this. And specifically, people that would take it and say, listen, my blood sugar levels are way down. There are people that had to test their blood sugar levels or glucose levels every day. And when they were doing 8 mists, their blood sugar that they test daily for their whatever, I'm not sure why people would test it, but there's people that have to test their glucose, saying, when I do 8 Glutamyst a day, my sugar levels are perfect. When I do 4 a day, they're high, right? We heard stories of people that were saying, hey, I loaded, I'm taking 8, and I'm crushing it. It's unbelievable. People doing 4. So we worked with Dr. Templeman, and we realized that the amount of xanthones that we were putting inside the product just were not enough. So no one knows this, but in a very short period of time, you're going to hear of a new Xanthomist, exact same product, exact same bottle, but double the xanthones, double the dosage, because the company realized saying, hey, wait a minute, not everyone's getting the results. That brings me to your question. So the answer to Xanthomist is, in a short period of time, the newer bottle with the new higher dosage, you're not going to need to load. Brings up your question about Glutamyst. Glutamyst, without question, you do not need to dose. You do not need to double up. We've asked the question over and over again. Also, if you look into it, you'd be shocked that the amount of glutathione, the milligrams, or the technical thing is, it's the precise amount. It's not like an overdose or putting too much in there. They knew exactly the amount that needed to be in there to give people the results that they knew that were there. So we don't need to tell people the dose. You don't need to do more. Now, I did see Dr. Templeman's testimony, and he had double ammonia, and he did 20 in a day. So is it unsafe to do that? I don't know. He's a medical doctor. I'm not recommending that. But if a person's dealing with a serious ailment, I mean, I don't sit there and just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes I do 5. Sometimes I'll walk by it and just do, you know what I mean? So do you have to know? I mean, it's a personal thing. You're not gonna overdo it. The second question is there was a period of time that the only way, without going to a doctor, to get glutathione into your body, you could take a pill or a patch or do things, but it wasn't breaking the barrier. It wasn't getting into your cells. It wasn't working. Right. This is why, if you look at every video, every time we talk about it, it's never about, oh, we're glutathione. No, what it's about is innovation and technology. What it's about is we're able to penetrate. So this technology, what this nano microside liposomal, technology where they're able to penetrate and get through the barriers and all that other stuff wasn't possible before. So it's almost like it's just times have changed. It's just technology's changed. Innovations have changed. If people still prefer to do a precursor and they feel confident in this, well then God bless them. I carry this everywhere. I mean, I walk around with this wherever I am. I don't have to worry about mixing it. It's delicious. It's simple. From a marketing standpoint, that's it. You know what I mean? So from a marketing standpoint, it's great. But from a health standpoint, it's much better. And how do you know how much your glutathione, and I'm not questioning all the glutathione precursors, but how much is actually getting into your body? And I'm not poo-pooing cellulite because we all agree it's incredible. But how do you know how much of a precursor, if it's going through your esophagus and it's got to go through how much are you absolutely absorbing of this product that is increasing your glutathione? You know what I mean? Is increasing what you're doing out there.
Do you know what's funny? I could never get Walter to take Celluvie. Now the bottle of this is sitting right beside him all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
My wife comes in every day sprays. She's never she tried this once and she couldn't. Yeah. She's like, I'm not taking that, and she didn't believe it. Because I'm not disrespect. If I didn't take this product, I don't take all CTFO products. I couldn't. You know what I mean? We have tons of them. But I believed in this, and I knew the importance of it, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
This is just new innovation, new technology. Yeah. Why would you do a precursor when you can actually get glutathione directly into your body? I mean, if that was the case, you'd go to spas, and spas would give you an injection of. I mean, Bonnie, you're educated in this, in terms of people of spas. If the precursor was better, you then go to a spa and get an IV of the precursor. I mean, that's what they would be doing. That's what I go to YouTube and type in, and I watch the doctors that all talk about why they give their patients, we can't talk about this, but cancer is a big one. AIDS, people who have AIDS would go for that. People who have
fibromyalgia.
fibromyalgia, really serious.
Absolutely. Studies that every disease basically is connected to low glutathione, including
Yeah.
Alzheimer's, Parkinson's,
Everything.
dementia, lupus, fibro. I had fibromyalgia for 36 years. I don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
But that's from xanthomist. Then I also had a brain disease and supposed to have a second brain surgery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not anymore. Thanks to xanthomist. But I'm the one who
Listen,
overpounded it.
do not. So when you talk about the two, it's so funny. It's just so crazy. So xanthomist is more for. It's interesting how you
Inflammation.
can.
Inflammation.
Yeah.
Well, they're
A
both
lot of it
are.
a lot of it overlaps.
Yeah.
A lot of it overlaps. But I talked to Dr. T about this. Xanthomist is more for cancer, more for your digestive gut system, more for specific elements. Glutamyst helps with sleep, helps with all this stuff, but this now becomes more of an anti-aging product. This really is an anti-aging, and it's so funny. I'll share a story with you. So my daughter is 20. Mary, did I tell you the story, Mary?
Yeah, we're going to end in 10 minutes, but go ahead.
Okay, my daughter. I already told you the story, right?
No, we want to hear it again.
Did I then tell you this one?
I can't remember.
Okay, let me hold on.
I need more Glutamyst.
Noticed I'm sitting crooked. I don't know why. Anyways.
Don't ask
so
me
my
if I remember
my
stuff. I can't remember
daughter.
the movie I watched last night.
This is a marketing thing more than anything. So my daughter's right here in my office. She's standing right there. My daughter's blessed with just beautiful skin. She's got this. I mean, when we're in public, strangers come up and say, "Wow, your skin's unbelievable." If you go to my Facebook page and see pictures of my daughter, you say, "Okay, now you understand, right?" She's 26 years old, but she's been suffering from issues with her stomach, constipation, diarrhea, pain in her stomach. And I finally convinced her to go to a gastroenterologist. Yep.
Gastroenterologist. Yeah.
They did all these tests. They took a sample of her stool. They made her do where she had to breathe into something. They took blood work, to rule everything out. At the end of the day, the issue was irritable bowel syndrome, right? That's what she has. So she saw my Facebook post. She started teasing me. She came in and I showed her. I went and I said, "Honey, you're laughing, but look at these." And I bring her up to these spas where people are paying $200 and something a month for these IVs, right? And I showed her all the benefits of this product, right? So she's standing there. She won't walk away. And I'm like waiting for her to ask for one, right? So I said to her, I said, "Honey, this one right here, this is really good. It's got fiber in it. This is for your gut. Mangosteen is unbelievable for irritable bowel syndrome. Unbelievable. This one has all great benefits too, but this is for anti-aging." Which of the two do you think she wanted to take?
Probably her anti-aging.
Mm-hmm.
What?
So she's a female, the blue one, right?
She wanted the blue one.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Hold on. Hey, Donnie.
That's a
Come here
good
for
one.
a second. I'm going to tell you what's in this product before we go. And let's keep on doing these Zooms, guys, because these are
Yeah,
really good.
I like it, Michael.
We can.
It really
I'm going to
helps.
ask my wife what's in this thing because she makes it. I only have a minute, Donnie, because Mary's Zoom's going to go off. Say hi to everyone. What do you put in here?
I put orange juice, pineapple, it's fresh squeezed orange, it's pineapple, green apples, lemon,
Vodka.
turmeric,
Vodka.
ginger, pepper, honey.
Wow. Why?
That's the only way that I can drink this. And
But put it in a smoothie.
And
It's
at
great.
4:00, she had some vodka.
yeah. I've known now this ready for this? I've known my wife since high school.
Yeah.
Right? I've been in network marketing for 30 years, right? She's never been a product fan or ever gave me a product testimony ever.
Sounds familiar.
Ever in 30 years. She just supports my business. And where were we the other day? We're sitting down at dinner? No, we were sitting somewhere and she's been taking this every day.
Yeah,
Right?
I've been doing both of them.
Doing both every day. And what did you tell me?
So I had gone to the dermatologist, and the last time I went back in the fall, they wanted to make up a combination of I don't know, something for skin cancer cells because I have a dry patch on my nose as well as on my forehead that they wanted to bring it down to being all red and knock off all my whatever
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
skin cells because I've had 7
Most
surgeries for basal cell cancer. And since I've been taking this, and I said to Michael, no more dryness on my nose as well as on my forehead. And it's winter, so usually I'm dry
Yep.
anyway. But all of that so far has been going away. So I'm not even gonna, I was waiting until like January because of all the holidays and being around people. I didn't want a red face to do it all, but now I'm not even, I'm gonna wait until my dermatology appointment and see what she thinks, but.
I've got similar stuff going on, so that's interesting. I'll be watching that too.
Yeah. So I get all these like little dry patches and my nose, obviously the basal cells on the nose are really, really hard to remove and get a good whatever result from, but yeah, the ones on my face. So far that's really been helping a lot for that dry patch, so.
Put the
Thanks for sharing,
Xanthomist
Dawn.
on it. Put it in your skin cream. I put it in, and Mary does too, in your Dermavie. And I
Yep.
put 4 sprays of Xanthomist, and I do that, and that's how I do my. I'm sick, almost 67, and I don't have a lot of wrinkles and stuff. But put it on your face. Use it in your moisturizer. You know,
Unbelievable.
Sounds good.
like, look, do I look like I'm 67? I don't think I
Not at
do.
all.
I look
So-
like I'm 95.
No, you don't.
Hey, okay, Michael, one quick last one here.
Yeah.
So are you saying that age doesn't determine whether you should take more of the, so, okay, well, that's cool. That's good to know. Thank
It's
you.
interesting because I thought it would.
No,
Because the older you get, the less glutathione you have,
no.
right?
Unless you, hey,
Nope.
unless you.
We are being told from the PhD for Mr. Now, could that change? Obviously, we're pioneers, but I can tell you right now, based on speaking with the PhD, the people that put this together, nope, does not matter. I mean, you could. I mean, if you feel comfortable with it and you really want to see a difference, you can tell. You know, from a marketing standpoint, I don't think we're telling people that unless we know there's something different. But
Right.
we nailed it.
Be a big deal. Like it makes a big difference if you're talking to somebody who's 70 years old and you're telling them they have to use 2 bottles a month instead of 1 bottle a month. That's a
Nope.
big difference, right?
Warmest of the day. That's it. All right, guys.
That's good
Hey,
timing. We
Michael,
got 3
can I-
minutes. Thank
Yeah.
you, Michael.
How does it compare to Numi's glutathione?
I can only tell you most of the NUMI reps are coming over here on a daily basis. Their top leaders are. I'm not into swishing something in your mouth for 30 seconds. I think that's kind of gross to sit there. I
Right.
can't brush my teeth for 30 seconds. I don't know if I'm going to do that. They're still swallowing it through the thing.
That's right.
I don't need to tear them down. I don't think their science backs it up. It doesn't make much sense, but yeah, God bless them. It's, they have their hydro straight and they think it's great. I haven't tried it. I talked to people who've tried it and didn't have
Take it.
results and didn't like it.
Yep.
So
Bonnie's in Mexico. She's been trying it.
I take it. I've been getting it here because I can never get anything from CTFO here. I'm the one who pushed to get CTFO in Mexico. I still can't get it in Mexico because they made it just for Mexicans.
who's
They're
that?
missing. There's over 2 million snowbirds in Mexico that can't
Mexico's our
order
biggest
it.
market right now. Evelyn Monroe is in Mexico. We're crushing it in Mexico right now.
Yes, you are. But guess what? It's not for snowbirds. It's for Mexicans. You're crushing it with other Mexicans selling to Mexicans. I'm trying to sell to snowbirds and I can't
Why? Why can't you?
because it's too complicated. You can't be an American or Canadian and have anything shipped to Mexico. I had to have support, change my address to Mexico, send me some Xanthomist and Glutamyst, and then change my address back. I
Hold
don't
on
have
a
people
sec.
that are going to do
Why
that
can't you sign up again under yourself with a Mexican address?
because my Visa card belongs to Canada and they wouldn't put it through in a heartbeat. Be
Mm.
somebody in Mexico using my card with my name? No way. They just wouldn't.
Mm.
Right.
So, but there's got to be a way, Michael. There's got to be a ship to address that can ship to anywhere that we're open. If I
I
want to
don't
send
know.
it to somebody,
Yeah.
it's something.
I just know
I know
Mexico
Mexico's
is,
doing great. I'm the one who tried to get it in Mexico, but I'm doing
Yeah.
it for the snowbirds that are here. My God, there's
Yeah.
millions of us,
yeah.
and it's too complicated. I ordered 8 bottles just to get something here that I can maybe try and sell it.
Sure, sure. Well, send me
Not-
an email on that, and if there's something they can do, they can look into it. Just send me an
Yeah.
email of what you're suggesting, but if it's something that makes sense, I'll do it. Now that the product's there and it's on the ground, let's
I
do
know.
something.
It's just a
1
shipping
minute.
address.
We're down to 1 minute.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm done.
good. Yeah, send me an email, Bonnie, please.
Okay,
And follow up and CC these guys in, and if there's a way to make things better there, we will.
what are you, michaelswilling@gmail.com?
Swilling M
Okay.
at gmail.com.
Okay.
Thank you, Michael. You're
Okay,
awesome.
guys, thank
Thanks for
you.
your time, Michael.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Michael. Have a
Appreciate
good
it.
day. Thanks, Mary.
Thank you.
See you guys. Happy
Yes,
Valentine's
okay.
Day.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day. All right, I gotta go too. I got
Okay.
another meeting. Okay, bye.
Cheerio,
Bye.
guys. Bye.
Sure.
Thanks a lot, eh?
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Setting it up.